Ready?
Let's do it.
Welcome to Talktown. We're here. If you're just tuning in, check out us Patreon, patreon.com/welcome to Talktown. Join that. Lots of fun new eps. We got a great guest here.
Feel free to
James
spread.
Salengo.
This is. I've never seen a man lounge so uncomfortably.
He did a
That's what
perfect
everybody
intro.
says. Until you try it.
Your neck is folded into your torso.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. You build up, your neck changes.
Oh God.
No.
Do you know like those
Yeah,
cats?
Thank you.
scoliosis.
I'm hearing
Some
it.
call it scoliosis. Some call it
cats.
super neck. Some
No.
call it scoliosis.
Yeah.
The doctors I go to call it super neck.
What are these cats
Where
with
are you-
super neck you're going to bring up?
What kind of
These
doctor are
lucky
you
cats.
seeing?
These lucky felines who've got super neck like I do.
I don't think I can get up from this.
Yeah, I'm
buddy.
like an owl now.
It looks painful.
Oh God, my spine. Oh, buddy. Well,
It's
good for
gonna
you.
go numb for a little bit, but it's like a runner's high. Once you get past that, the exuberance you feel on the other side of this thing, I'm twisting and turning like an owl on a branch.
Like an owl on a branch. Is that a saying?
It is now.
Yeah, man.
Do you?
It's an old Gaelic saying.
Does your body? Does your body go numb a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Look at it.
All
But
right.
here's the thing: once it comes back alive, you feel like a newborn. You feel
No.
like someone who's
No.
been in a horrific car accident.
Why would you want that?
Because the rush that you get from knowing you have working limbs again, it's like a wonderful life.
Yeah,
It's like it's a
every day.
wonderful
Oh.
life.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you ever
No,
see-
but
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
Fucking. I've seen it. It's a great film.
Yeah, where he hugs.
There's so few people that I've met that haven't seen that movie.
I've never seen it.
Really?
They get a house because they wish for a house or something?
I don't
Let me
know.
tell
I've
you
never
about
seen
this.
it.
Let me tell you
None
about
of us
this
have
movie.
seen It's a Wonderful Life, and none of us like olives. These are things we've learned in the last few
All right,
weeks.
I like
Listen.
olives. We'll get back there.
10 years ago, I was with all you guys hating olives, never seen It's a Wonderful Life. My neck's asleep all day. But my taste buds changed. Now I like olives. And I watch It's a Wonderful Life. I think with our generation specifically, it always looked so boring. It came after like the Garfield Christmas special. And it was just an old black and white movie. And you're like, fuck, no fucking way.
No.
It's true.
And now I watched it recently, and it is a great film. If it came out today, it would be incredible. It makes
I'm
you
sure.
cry. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You are right, man. It didn't do any favors. You'd watch. It was like, all right, I just watched Chevy Chase falling down for an hour and a
Yes.
half, and now I gotta watch Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
It's a great film. Ding dong.
Yeah.
Oh, about the bank, the bank. Oh, I love a man sad about the bank. That says Christmas to me.
Isn't it about a guy wanting to kill himself?
He wanted to kill himself, which
Not
is
for
pretty,
kids.
It's pretty cool for, the 30s or whatever it was made.
Yeah.
Pills? Hang himself? What was he
He
thinking?
was going to jump off a bridge, and then an angel came to
He was doing it
show
all.
him all the other stuff,
Which again is so stupid because if an angel exists, it's going to be like, yeah, kill yourself, come to heaven, we're all up there. I'll see you in 5.
Sure.
Why would an angel
Yeah.
be like,
They
hang out
don't
here for a
want.
few more?
It's already getting
Overcrowded?
crowded.
We have enough. We don't have enough chairs already.
They don't have enough chairs. I watch a lot of murder shows. This one, Evil Lives Here. They just make the person that was most affected by the crime just sit and relive their trauma. It's very fucked up.
Wait,
And
what do you mean?
What?
This show called Evil Lives Here. Sorry,
a show
I said a
called-
bunch of words, but not in a cadence that sounded like a sentence.
We got a real Anthony guy here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah, we got
does.
2 Anthonys.
I was literally surprised I was getting that many words out in a row. That I forgot to put any kind of emphasis on it. I was like, listen to me talking away. But so they do this, and some people, when they think they're gonna die, they're like, well, this is God's plan for. I'm like, God's plan was for you to get fucking killed by a serial killer? Then don't. God's got a bad plan. He's like the Queen City planner. You need to fucking get a new
I
guy.
have a theory.
Here's what I've
Oh.
always said.
Greg's got a theory?
But I
Go
would
ahead.
like for Greg to talk first. That's what I would like.
Well, I'm going to destroy the stage, and then how are you going to perform?
Shut up.
Bring it up.
I can't have him open for me because he's so good.
Anthony won't have Greg open
That's
for
what
his
he does.
special because it's a mind game that friends so a long time play with each other.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a real Magneto Professor X.
It really
It's
is.
Greg and I, it's
reference.
a cat and mouse.
We're the future, not them, Greg.
I believe in them.
I have a theory for heaven. I didn't know how to jump. I think that they don't want you to kill yourself if heaven exists.
Right.
Because in heaven, nothing bad happens. So the only thing you have is your memories of earth where bad shit happened.
Right.
So they're like, nah, get all the bad shit down here. So because when you're up in heaven forever,
Clean slate.
clean slate. You get to think. Did we talk about this in the Patreon?
We have talked about this recently.
We just talked about this in the Patreon, I think.
About heaven?
Yeah, but
I mean,
let's just,
it's
we
just
didn't
good
do it
TV.
with Casey.
It's
Yeah.
good TV.
and I don't remember what we said.
All right.
Both
Yeah.
are solid points.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, I
Yeah, it's
wonder,
just-
though, while you're up there, and maybe we've had this exact conversation.
We
happy to
definitely
relive
did.
it. But if something happened in heaven and it sparks something that did happen on earth, you know what I mean? You know how like sometimes like you're watching like a past live movie or something like that, where they're just like, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've met you before.
Yeah.
But it's because like, yeah, you were married to them in colonial
Earth.
days or
Sure.
whatever. I wonder if that would happen in heaven, in your heaven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like you know, in my heaven, I'm more talking about how like because there's no pain, you yearn
Oh,
for
right.
suffering.
Oh, this, we talked about
Oh,
this
yeah,
on
we
the
talked
Zoom.
about
You
yearning
yearn
for pain.
for it because you haven't felt
That
it
people
so
are
long.
like, oh,
the
that,
Holocaust
yeah,
would
why
be
on earth?
excellent in heaven.
Here we go.
That's what we went.
Yeah, maybe
I knew it was going to get
That's
maybe
where we
run
went
this
on.
by Casey exclusively and see if he
Listen,
chomps
Greg,
down on this.
I hear what you're saying. I agree. I had this thought when I was a little boy, thinking about the world, and I was like, if it's all happy, it's not. It's going to feel like nothing. You
Right.
know. So,
Right.
but you think it's all happy and this is all bad. We have the. I feel like they should mix it up. You know. Why is it all? Why does life suck and then heaven's great? Why not both? They're pretty cool.
Yeah, both are
That's
pretty
what I
cool.
say, God. You
you're
piece
saying-
of shit.
So you're saying heaven should just kind of be more life.
I'm saying make life stop being so fucking shitty and fucking plan the roads better and you
round
know
two.
And this is
make better Christmas specials and then don't make heaven so good. Make them both pretty fun.
yeah. I get what you're saying.
I'm with
And
you.
There's always though what I've said because God's always called the great designer,
Yeah.
whatever.
He is.
Yeah.
He's given a
great
lot of
designer.
I call
titles.
that Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah.
Let's
Sorry.
see that motherfucker make a handbag. But with every great designer, you got some flops.
Sure.
So, some stuff, because people go, oh, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. It's like, well, yeah, some stuff's an iPod Nano and some stuff's an iPhone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, don't shit on the iPad Nano. That thing was awesome. And top of
Bad
that,
example, but you get what
The
I'm
touch.
saying.
Yeah,
the
sure.
touch, the
Touch is
shuffle,
even-
go
The
for
touch.
because it's Zune.
it. Yeah.
You know, people
Yeah.
didn't like the Zune
Sure, people didn't like
or
Zoom.
the Discman.
Right.
This is making me. So you guys told me if I had any. Would you say anything? Any thoughts of life, or what'd you say?
Anything about
Anything, I don't
society
know.
that you would change.
So this is what. So God, we're talking about this son of a bitch. So he.
He sponsors the pod.
All right.
He's a
10
Patreon
minutes. You get
member.
10 minutes.
The Lutheran Church is one of our big
Be like,
sponsors. so-
I have my own podcast. All right, Dad, we got that's 10. So here's what I think about life that I've been noticing is that I think there's too much emphasis put on hard work and go get 'emness. It's like I don't understand why in every profession, and yes, I'm saying this as a failure and everything and a lazy man, but.
Not a
I
failure.
don't like this talk.
The people, sorry,
do that, Sia.
I was trying to
Don't do
say it
this
as
negative
sorry.
talk
I'm
here.
as a man with no
yell at
money, and I am lazy. Those are both true. Okay,
I bet you're not lazy. I bet you just have ADHD.
I do have ADHD, but on top of that, I do like doing nothing. And
It's the best.
Yeah.
You're a cool guy.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
I'm cool. Me, an awesome guy
Yeah,
with
that's a
tons
great
of
job.
money,
You're just
big fat titties. I feel like in any profession, you don't have the best people at it doing, and especially art forms. It's not the best people you're seeing. It's the people who just for some reason have like a
Yeah.
psychotic urge
Yeah.
to succeed. And I don't think that's what should be rewarded. Every entertainment. Look, everyone's like, it's cutthroat. We're fucking playing pretend. We're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Literally, this could go away in life. It's not necessary at all. I'm sorry. I know it's good and you like it. It's not necessary.
We're all on the same page.
So why should this be cutthroat at all? Why should weird little fucking devil men be running this make-believe pretend industry?
Yeah.
Because these are the people that God rewards are the psychopaths and the hard workers.
We don't know
But
that yet.
are they rewarded? You don't
They're
think-
rewarded here on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, are they rewarded? They
Yes.
have no. Let's be honest here. A lot of them. Let me finish what I'm saying here, Allison. Have my back for the love of fucking God.
go in the corner.
Yeah, I know.
You now. This is twice.
I was supporting Greg the whole last episode.
I know that doesn't mean you got to switch on a second episode.
Not.
I know. Okay. So what I'm saying is that because I've noticed this now that I have kids.
Yeah.
Right. All the successful comedians I know, they look at me and they're like, well, you have it all. And I'm like, well, you got money. And they're like, I have nothing on the inside. And a lot of them get to a certain age where you go, yeah, okay. But they're just fucking these people who are chasing something so hard, they don't realize when they stop, they've been running so long, they got nothing in their hands.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
That
too.
makes
It's why
sense.
they got to keep chasing because
Yeah.
they know they can't look down because once they look down, there's real sadness there. So
Yes.
it's like that That's what really is a lot of the drive. I mean,
Yes.
some people,
Yeah.
they're just sort of like, they just have that ingrained in them and it's rewarded. I understand what you're saying. And for art, it is very weird to reward sort of, I guess that in the world of art for sure.
Yeah.
But even to what you're saying, sorry.
But God is a psychopath. Look how much shit he made.
He's a
Yeah.
psycho.
Real quick,
So he would love these guys.
to what you're saying, I think that actually amplifies what
Yeah.
I'm saying, because in heaven, the people who are most miserable are the most rewarded because they have the most memories of pain, and that is currency in heaven. In heaven, these people who just had money their whole life, they got nothing. It's like it's always been like this. They got nothing to go back to, right? That's why.
But
in
you
heaven,
said they're empty and they're miserable, though.
that's
So
what I'm
maybe
saying.
they get rewarded more because they're actually.
Remember when I was miserable?
No, they're the more miserable than we realize because they have all this money and not a beautiful child like you. So now they're
Yeah.
rewarded more in heaven.
In
and
heaven-
we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
But in
what's-
heaven, they get a little more. They don't get all. No, because you got a Holocaust guy versus you're just sad because you got too much money. Holocaust guy is having more
Holocaust-
fun.
I
In the
gotta
heaven.
go Holocaust
In
guy.
why-
That's God.
Why-
I'm going Holocaust guy.
Why,
In heaven.
why is pain currency in heaven?
Yeah, I guess.
Because there's no pain in heaven.
Right.
So the memories of pain.
And when pain for us is attached to fear and death. But if you get rid of fear and death, it just becomes part of the spectrum. So when you're in heaven, there is no spectrum. It's just spectrum. Yeah.
I
There
like
is
that.
no fear or death. So you would like pain the same
Yes.
reason you like hot sauce on your wings. Because you're like, oh, it's spicy. It's something.
you need to feel
just-
something.
I say this. I get nostalgic for when my girlfriend broke up with me in high school. That was the hardest my heart was ever broken. But now I listen to music and go, oh, remember that heartbreak? Oh,
Yeah.
That's how you will be about being sexually assaulted when you're in heaven.
Come on, man.
Woo! This came right back to you,
Took
Al.
a wild turn.
I gotta say, I
almost
think
a
there's
beautiful
a
sentiment.
difference, and I think we said this on the Patreon. There's a difference between the pain of heartbreak and the nostalgia for feeling something,
Right.
versus like, I've had 4 spine surgeries and almost died from one of them. No part of me misses that experience at all. And if I could wipe it from my life, it would be
at me.
gone tomorrow.
I bet you
'cause
miss the
you're
pain
s-
pills,
'cause
don't
you're still
you?
so young.
You love pain pills?
Yeah, I got addicted to them.
So-
It sucked.
Alice,
I know.
What you're saying
All right,
is
sorry.
you wouldn't want to have those memories back in 1,000 years.
Oh no!
In 1,000 years, you'll miss it. In 1,000 years, you're going to be like, oh, fuck. Remember
Yeah.
that shit that hurt like hell? That was crazy. My back was blown. That was
Oh,
nuts.
you're gonna wish
Not
you
in a
had.
fun way.
You're gonna wish you had a spine in 1,000 years, not in a fun way. You don't know what the doctor did while you were under. All right, and here's about I guess that's the people. They're successful. I remember I went to a certain gathering at a certain club. Not going to say what it is, but a lot of successful people there. You know, it
We
was the
can't guess.
Playboy
I don't know if you're
Club.
expecting us to
You
guess.
were at Studio 54
No, it was
for
a
the
comedy
opening of
club.
Sinners. We all were there, Casey.
Yeah, all right, it was me and Diane Lane.
We were
I was
surrounded
I was,
by.
I was fingering an old Dodge Dart.
Yep,
No,
it was the 4 of us surrounded by Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
it was a comedy club and it was a party full of successful people. And I didn't. These people cannot fucking talk. See, every person I'm trying to have a casual conversation, they are empty. They're like, oh, I don't. Where's the money? How do I? And it's just like, Jesus, fuck. I don't want this. I don't want to be one of these success drones. They're all sad.
I'll tell you what I don't want to do.
What?
Hustle.
Yeah, hustle. Fuck you. What the fuck?
I got no hustle in me.
Yeah,
Because we're old now.
Because we're old now.
Sometimes-
part of that is age, 100%.
Sometimes, and I'll say, and look, and Amy Poehler's a dear friend of mine, but she, you know,
Wait, is she?
what? Well, yeah,
I've never
I
met
mean,
her. You never introduced me? I'm a huge
Surprise.
fan.
yeah, well, you're
Betray-
gonna be too much.
another.
You're gonna be too much.
You're telling me you want to introduce me to Amy Poehler, your friend, because I'm too much?
Yeah, me and Amy have talked about this.
AIM?
Yeah, she goes, I want to meet your other best friend, and I say,
Oh,
"Your
AIM.
best friend."
Sure, AIM.
So he's gonna be too much, and she doesn't like a too much person. That's
Sure.
why her and
I could pull it back.
what's that?
I could pull it back.
You'll get too excited.
Could you?
Yeah,
No,
just
he won't. He can't.
watch.
Oh, whoa. Whoa, you're so far back.
Still,
Whoa,
it's,
too far back. Too far back.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring it forward. Bring it forward.
So, all right.
it's still too much charisma. You just doing that.
But I listened to her and Tina were on a podcast, and
Tina?
Fey.
Oh,
they.
yeah, thanks.
His friend.
Sorry.
I didn't.
Tina
know.
F.
Like his dogs.
it's-
Tina. I'm trying to think of another famous Tina. There are none. Tina Turner?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So,
Tina.
and they were talking about how
probably
we
a
could
third.
learn from Gen Z and their like endless ambition and hustle culture. I take real umbrage with that.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's true. Wait, why? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, they were talking about how like they, now it's very popular to be famous, rich, successful, and still have
Selling
a side
out is-
hustle.
yeah.
And like, and it's like, man, I think that's kind of sad
Yeah.
in some ways, just to be like, no, there should just be this like endless journey for more and more and more and more. And it's like, I don't think that's a good thing to teach
Yeah.
people. You know,
It's bad. It's really bad. I don't want to grind. I don't
Yeah.
want to hustle.
I mean,
all
it's
bad.
fun.
I wanna
You
lie
look around and
down.
go, this is
Yes.
awesome. I'm happy with what I got. This is great.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, but it's like no, yeah, it's like we're just told we're supposed to be making all this money. It's like all the people that live like Jesus, he was crucified.
Sure.
You're doing nice stuff. It feels like that's still happening. I act like Jesus. Greg acts like Jesus. We help people. I've got no money.
I'm one of the
that's a-
Roman.
you're
you
a
can't
Roman.
trust.
Yeah.
That's a devil boy right there.
I do feel like
I'm a Roman. I'm Roman who goes, all right, but how much?
all right.
This guy's in fucking sandals.
I get
Between
it.
you and me, I don't believe it.
I would let you
I
stone
think
me.
he's just a guy.
I would
I think he's just a guy who doesn't wash his feet.
kill him anyway. It just feels like over and over again. I will say the nicer I am to people in life, it feels like the more it's taken advantage of and
I'm okay with
used
that.
against me. And I'm trying to become okay with it, but it's making me bitter.
I'm
And
okay with that. It's making you better.
yeah.
Yeah. I think you just if you get pick a street there where you go like, all right, well then to some degree you can't
Yeah.
be like walked all over, but I think to some degree you go like, I'm gonna be who I am so I could sleep well and not compromise like the real temples of my integrity at the end of the day. And if shit's gonna happen because of that, and I'm okay with that.
You got to be okay with it.
Let me throw this your way too,
Yeah.
because this is the space I've been in lately. Is when you become so nihilistic, when you so just believe the business is over, your career is over, everything becomes so much easier. Because like I'll tell you this, somebody messaged me this other day because I wrote something to me. I was like, you guys want to see me just posting clips of me flipping out, right? Because
Yes.
I have
Yes.
a bunch of videos
Yes.
of me being like, hey, fuck you, to a guy in the crowd. And I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
maybe I'll post these are crazy, right?
That's great.
But this guy wrote, nah, man, don't do it. That's not a good look. Natalie Cuomo did that last year, and everyone tore her up. And
She did it more angrily. I feel like yours would be.
Oh, no, mine would be level crazy, angry.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
But like funny.
But where I was,
People
what I
don't like when a woman's angry. They'll let a man be angry.
what I
Here
didn't
we
know,
go, back in the corner.
what I didn't want to know how to explain to this guy was that like me and Natalie Cuomo aren't in the same business.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
we're not like she's in the mix. They're doing things. I'm a comedian. I make my friends laugh. I do this podcast. I do my stage time. I am not. We are not in the same world, right? And I don't mean that in like a bad or a good way. It's like so the people who are to rip. It's like I'm doing this for you people.
You're
I'm not
playing
in your
basketball,
society.
but you're not trying to be in the NBA
Yeah.
anymore.
right, and it's kind of great. I'm just trying to make the people who laugh. If something takes off and I make some money off it, great.
You're down at the Y and people are like, that guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's like, I'm just here for fun.
It's
That is
kind of
good.
great to be this guy who's unbelievable at comedy and not
Right.
playing with the big dogs.
That guy just FaceTime his kids during a jump shot. This guy's crazy. Yeah.
I like that mentality. I was feeling that way too, especially in the pandemic. Really, right before the pandemic, I was starting to get like glimmers of maybe this would be a fruitful career. So I was starting to get all this anxiety, and it really ruined all the fun for me because I had all these people I don't know telling me stuff, and some little manager telling me like you need to get new friends.
What?
And,
Really?
Like literally saying like your friends aren't successful enough. You need to hang out with more successful people.
What?
Because they're bad. They're not fun to be around. But then the pandemic,
Yeah.
I was literally I remember I was doing a show.
Your manager's like your girlfriend.
It was literally. It was
Your
so
friends
fucked.
suck.
I can't. Any woman in my life just becomes my girlfriend yelling at me.
I can't even laugh at that. That makes me so mad.
That's
Yeah.
so
funny.
frustrating.
Sorry.
But then the pandemic, I remember I was doing a show in a park in like an amphitheater, and there were like 5 little black kids running around. They're kind of bothering people, but I got them on stage and they were teaching me how
Course,
to do.
little black kids, what they
They're
do.
teaching me how to floss, and they're like how to do this.
Fun. Yeah.
and it was
Oh,
so
it's
much
fun.
fun. The host was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "That was the most fun I've had."
Also, like,
And it made me reminded me like none of
outside.
this matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But now it's coming back because I released a special, and my wife wants me to have money, and even my therapist, everyone was like, "You gotta try harder." I'm like, "What the fuck? What if I don't wanna?"
plug
Well,
your
your
special.
therapists I get, they're like, I would like for you to keep being able to pay.
Yeah,
Me
sure.
for this
Yeah, that's a
work.
financial
My wife
situation.
pays for it. Yeah, he knows that.
You want to plug your special real quick before we forget?
Oh, I have a special called "Welcome to the Jungle."
Yeah,
It's great.
man.
Thank you. It's
So
on
funny.
YouTube. It's on. You can get KCJ Salengo, and please watch it. Please.
Well,
please.
I think too in the beginning, and I think this is we've talked about this before. Not that, and I'm happy to make this a more in-depth comedy conversation of an episode. But the way we came up, and I'm sure it still is like that now, but not as there was no social media really when we came up. So the only thing you really were doing were moving in packs and making your own friends who were trying to be comedians and very studying the field of comedy laugh, which means you had to be more authentic. You had to be more like you had to be more interesting to make the room laugh. So because of that, like it fostered really good, genuine comedy because you're making other comedians laugh. We're notoriously harder laughs to get.
100%.
And I don't know that is happening as much. So it's like you're not getting the same, I guess, authenticity or with a comedian coming up that you would have got because, like, you're like you have social media as a means to get big more so than you just had one avenue, which was just like live.
And like when we were coming, when you're just bopping around doing open mics and maybe like tweeting about something stupid that isn't promo for you, but just like a place to be like, I don't know, I'm just gonna say something over here too. When you're just like going around, you're competing with like everyone else in the room who's doing comedy, everyone else, like whatever. When you're competing for eyeballs on social media, like I'm competing against like a dog that could do a backflip. And I don't know how like
talent.
my thoughtful joke about women's health is going to compete with like a woman with huge tits making a salad. Like, it's like
man.
You're not even competing against comedy to get people to like to understand where you're coming from and think about you. Like you're competing against like everything else that could be on a phone, which is not going to make good comedy. It's just going to make somebody screaming for attention.
None of us are funnier than a 7-year-old Italian kid who calls himself the Rizzler.
No,
come on.
We're just not.
That fucker's living my dream. I can't. He's on wrestling all the time. I can't take it.
But I guess going back to that, what I mean is like that was so fun because you were so being yourself because you were almost like forced to be yourself.
Yeah.
And nothing is more fun than genuinely being who you are and getting laughs from it. And when that's not happening as much, it's easy for the joy to be taken out of that because you're not performing for the people that know implicitly get you more than anybody else. So you're allowed to be that person, which is the whole reason you start doing this.
Yeah.
So when that's removed, it's, the joy gets taken out of this thing. Like sometimes and it's not happening often, but like I'll go to a mic or even like sit through a mic because I'm watching that again. Or like the rare times where you're on shows with all of your friends.
Oh, man.
And you're like, oh my God, this feels like how it used to. And that's when you're at your best and it's the best feeling in the world of being a comedian.
Yeah. And we also used to like have to watch a lot of comedy. And like no one coming up now has to. They have to just like hit record and
Well, I think it used to be like if you got famous, it was because you were like this miracle person they picked out, or you had this skill. Now it's like, oh, you're just really good at business. Like you're really good at like doing it. So it's like
you're good at tech.
But if you're that good at business, if you're that good at tech, you're not going to be that good at stand-up because you don't have enough time to work on.
Yeah.
I'm saying this like I threw my whole life away to do this.
Yeah.
Like I have a wife now, and I am like I have no skills because I worked on nothing but this.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, so what do I do? Like I don't know what to do. But I'm happy. Like I just gotta say,
that's all that matters.
I feel like
happy.
I was this close to being a state senator, and I threw it all away.
He could have done it.
I was so close.
I feel like not only
Where
did
would New York or New Jersey, I assume,
Not-
be now if you
not only did I
send it through our state legislature?
if you worked on one thing though, you'd have another skill. You'd be like, oh, like I also just like if I said I'm not doing
Sword
stand up, I'm only gonna cut clips from Arrested Development and put those clips on Instagram. I'll get 1 billion followers and make some money.
Yes.
But I wouldn't care about anything else. It's like. So but you have to be like, and I say this to you because you just put the special out, but it's like you have to remember why you put it out.
Yes, I try to remember that. The whole thing
Why
about
did you put it
comedy
out?
for me, because I want people to see my comedy, and I want to be able to go more places to do comedy. I really just want to be able to, do more touring. And
Can I cut you off right there? Can I
feel
shut
like
that
you're
shit?
gonna?
Let me shut that shit down.
Okay, yeah.
No, not to be a dick.
No,
but like
go
that's not why you did comedy. That's not why you put out a special. That's not why you do comedy.
That's not why I do comedy. Yeah.
Exactly. Like remember why you do comedy. You put out a special because You have an art that you're trying to show people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't put a special out because I want to get on the road. Like, yeah, getting on the road would be great. And
Well,
you
it'd
want
be
to tell
good
more
because
people.
you get to do it more, the thing you like.
That
It's
is,
like
I wanna do it
trying to
more.
get to do more comedy, not trying to get to do more brand deals.
And I don't, yeah, exactly. And I don't want to, I don't like
hate it
filming
here.
myself at all because it immediately removes some of the art for it because I'm in my head. I'm seeing myself, judging myself later and being like, this fucking sucks. And so I can't film like clip stuff. So that's why I don't really care about the special. I don't care. I want people to come see me live and I want it to be a live experience. And my whole life is just trying to remember being fun, which a lot of people are upset
Yeah.
about. But it is like anything good that happened
What's
to me.
your brand of fun?
My
That's
brand of
upsetting.
fun is
That's the upsetting
yes,
part.
is being
Fun
drunk
in
and making my wife pay for everything, and that is my idea of fun. But it was like anything good that happened to me was just from pursuing it, just for the goal of getting better and me having fun. And then anything that I fucked up at was me like trying to figure out what other people wanted me to do. So that's why I just remembered to be fun, and then hopefully things will come of it. But I forgot what the
I'll
whole
say this
point
though.
was.
No, no.
Ultimately.
But I'm even listening to like what I'm also like. I'm in a weird place, right? But I'm also trying to express that like, if you're saying hopefully something will come of it, it's like no, it already came of it.
You're right. You're right.
You know, it's like I am a very big proponent right now of just remembering and getting all of my friends to remember. It's like we enjoy the fruits. This is the fruits. Like sitting here doing this podcast is fun. This is the fruits of being able. The fact that we get even 50 people to listen to this, man. Most people can't get nobody.
It's true.
And we have more than
true.
50 people listening to it.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty
like
good.
We average
we're-
about 110.
Hey, all right.
All right.
We're in the
That's
NBA.
just on the YouTube channel. That's
You're
Oh.
in there.
Yeah.
Who knows who's just listening? You know?
You're in the damn NBA.
We're in
All
the
my
NBA
friends,
of
we're not
comedy.
YouTube folk.
Yeah. No, we are doing it, and it is weird that people don't have to move to New York to do this anymore. Like, I don't know why we're
Yeah.
here. And it was like, it was fun. Yeah, it was like you do Brooklyn a lot to get funny, and then I would bop to Manhattan to make sure I'm not like just completely going off the
Totally.
rails.
Yeah.
To Brooklyn, right?
The shit that nobody would ever care about or
Right.
understand.
Yeah. Well,
So it was fun to balance that out. Now it doesn't fucking
I
matter.
know.
Well, I always thought there was like that New York provided such a good balance, and you didn't have to go anywhere. Whereas you would go to Brooklyn and you would be in the more comedy savvy or just like comedy full rooms, and comedians comedians are a step ahead, obviously, because they're writing jokes as well. So like they're rewarding a great premise.
Yeah.
But you know, audiences in Manhattan, they're not there for that. They're just there at a comedy club.
Yes.
So like they would reward the punchline. So you needed both to kind of find like, okay, I need to know if this is original and authentic, and then I go there and find and figure out a way to make it actually funny for people.
Yeah.
And I thought like, man, how lucky we were to have that just within such a like one place. And you can do that
Right.
one night you could figure out like, okay, is this bit interesting? And I need to work on how do I make this as funny as possible. And now it has changed a little bit because the demographics within the city have changed, which I think is sort of hurt that ecosystem. But you know, it's what it is.
Well, what's crazy, what you're saying, you bring up a very good point, is that like back in when we had alt rooms, because they don't have alt rooms now, you had alt rooms and they would laugh at the setups, but if you tried to finish the joke, they would check out.
Because they're already done.
Yeah.
Act outs were looked upon like you're a fucking loser. Like it's like any crazy voices, and it's like, oh, but you go into a club, you can't, you need to do all those
Totally.
voices.
Right.
You need to hold the whole fucking thing.
Yes.
Well, it just taught you how to be like a real comedian, like all the like complete the circle of like all the things you need. And I think that like we look at like a lot of people who are succeeding in the world of comedy right now, and there are bits and pieces in some of them where it's like this person does great voices and it's really, but it's like, but there's no sense to the impressions and there's no reason why because like it didn't come up in the like more holistic like. The act has to be good. Like everything has to
doing a
work
GPS.
together.
Morgan Freeman doing a GPS. That works every time as a bit. You got an impression? Say what? This guy did the GPS, huh?
I will always say, man, there should be those because I know like we comics always get on each other about stealing material, but there should be certain things that every single comedian can use to get them out of
Like
a jam.
fair use
I love
stuff.
it.
Yeah, fair. There should be
fair
some
use. I
fair
love
use Morgan Freeman as a GPS,
this is
like
brilliant.
calling Biden old. There should be just these
Yeah.
like there should be a bag
Public
of things.
domain.
Yeah.
Public domain jokes.
Public domain.
All
Like
right.
singing the birthday song or whatever. Like,
Sing the birthday
everybody
song.
gets to do it.
Yep.
Nobody can get sued.
Just to get you out of a jam.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Well, that's what when I used to open for List and we used to do like these really bad gigs. We used to have this. We'd look at each other and be like, "We do whatever we gotta do. If you're up there singing and dancing,
Oh,
you're up there
totally.
singing and dancing.
That's great.
We are not judging. None of this is walking
Yeah.
out of the way.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that.
Do whatever you need to do to survive
This
these
is-
45
yes.
minutes and pay your rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Sell
a
out
horrible
your
job.
morals.
Yeah, do whatever.
It's a run out the clock game.
Abandon your politics.
Yeah.
This is the weird part. Is 'cause
Become a Zionist. Do
become a
what
Zionist.
you gotta do.
Kill a child on stage.
Bring them up there.
If it gets the laugh, it works.
Yep.
I found this is the weird part about because I do these shit. I do the shitty shows that Joe was, and you were probably doing back then. And first, it's like I'm just doing whatever jokes I think will work best. But it's also like sometimes there's like one guy who's seen the special. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're doing that." And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well, the
Make
other-
$200, pal. You can't say shit to me. But it is like I want to be bringing new stuff out there all the time.
Yeah.
But I just you have to like do the job at some point. I don't know. It's hard.
Well, I was talking about this to somebody else on somebody's Facebook, but like they were talking about like no with DC Benny.
You can't call that talking to somebody on their
I was
Facebook.
talking to somebody else. Well, I was just writing into the void on Facebook, and I believe it was just bots and I having a chat.
Yeah, me and my AI friend.
Some nice young lady on Facebook Messenger. She's from Thailand.
No, but DC Benny had brought up this point about how like comics, a lot of them don't kill like they used to. And what I had mentioned, which I really kind of believe, is that like every comic on their head that we need a new hour every year.
Yes. Yeah.
When you have a guy doing an hour
Yeah.
every 3 years, man, that thing gets so fucking good and strong that it's like, yeah, the comedy's getting worse because now they don't need a new hour every year. They need a new minute every week.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, none of this is good anymore. It's all so fast.
Yeah, I've always said the worst thing Louis ever did was make us all do an hour a year.
That was the worst.
Second worst. First was stiffing me on that breakfast.
Yeah.
He stiffed you on a breakfast.
He
Two
stiffed
or
me on
six-
a breakfast.
And honestly,
Wow.
I mean, thank you for being a woman and saying it's a gray area.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
gray
I didn't say that.
area.
She is.
Thank you.
It's
We've
a
got
bit.
her on camera.
It's a bit.
Oh, we gotta pay our fees.
No, but I do think you're right. Where it's like the chasing of new rather than the like polishing of good is the downfall of like the stand up landscape right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to say this because Anthony gave me a compliment a week or two ago about like killing or something.
Ooh, we better hold on to that.
A week or two ago.
And
I actually meant that about a different person, but it's fine.
You meant Greg
whatever.
Fitzsimmons.
He was reading
Yeah.
something on
Yeah.
on
He
Facebook.
said
I
Gregory
meant
killed
Gregory
Leslie.
Hines.
He
I
did.
watched the movie Taps. I thought he was so good in it.
He's very funny.
This is a short quip that now we've extended too
sorry.
long for it to mean anything.
Go ahead.
No, but like what I didn't want to tell you was that like, yeah, because I had these kids, I'm not writing as much material. So the material is getting so fucking good because I'm performing it so much.
Right.
And now I can walk in a room and just kill because I'm
Which
not
is
like
great.
I get a new 5 minutes every like 8 months or 10 months or a year. It's like it's coming so slow, but the old material is just getting better and better and better.
Yeah, because you're like making the tiny changes and getting
Yeah.
confident in it instead of just being like, all right, run the clip and then be like, well, now I can never do that again.
Well, the
or
thing-
like whatever.
Acting in it, it's fun.
Well, the thing with that is that, like, well, then that becomes the bar.
Yeah.
Whatever you've done that's so great, whatever, every couple of years, like, that becomes the bar. So now everyone associates that with comedy. So now everyone has to write and perform to that level. When it gets lessened, it's like you're getting worse comedy. You're also getting worse audiences because it is like a symbiotic relationship between the two. So the whole thing just gets a little bit worse. But there, this has been, there's a lot of really good shit there are a lot of people that are getting notoriety that are our peers and maybe just slightly above our peers that are doing great shit. So I don't want this to come off as if like,
Name one.
I mean,
I can't.
stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
Like,
Great.
you know what I mean? Like, there are people that are producing at a high level and are producing a lot that are doing great shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Nate
that is out there.
Bargatze's
Yeah.
the number one guy, and I
Oh my
give
God,
it to
he's
him.
great. Can I
Yeah.
tell you a quick story the other night? It was so embarrassing. I was in the middle of the night. I think I was walking home drunk, and a guy was parking his city bike, and I heard him listening to Nate Bargatze. And I don't know why. I don't do that. I don't know what came over me. It was like 2 a.m. I go from across the street. I go, "You like comedy?" And he goes, "What?"
Here,
And I was like, you like comedy? He goes, oh yeah, this is Nate Bargatze. And I go, yeah, he's pretty good. I said, I actually have a special out right now.
This
And
is
he
how you
goes-
do it.
He goes,
Case.
what? And I go, I'm sorry I did this. And I walked away. And I was like, as soon as sound started coming out of my mouth, I'm like, why? What am I hoping to come out of this? This
Can I
humiliating.
say
I get
this?
it.
And then I've known you for a while.
Uh-huh.
This is your inevitable pivot into you becoming just a New York guy.
I-
Yeah.
A guy who is just known throughout the city
Yes.
as like that he's on the pamphlet.
I'm trying to do it. Why are you wearing these glasses? No one even brings up.
Gotta pay?
Like, it's so weird that nobody.
You think the
like
glasses are the crazy part, not
Yeah,
the fucking
No,
Tumblr that
I'm-
you came in
Not-
like a suburban mom.
Sure, I
Right.
got a Tumblr.
Not screaming at a stranger promoting your special
You
one
think it's
person
the
at a
blue
time at night.
blockers, you maniac?
It's all part of it. Listen, these aren't blue blockers.
cumulative.
These are blue blockers. All right?
Can I try these on?
Peppermint in this one. There's I'm like Left Eye Lopez over here. That's a peppermint.
That's what I mean, man.
Those are my daytime shades. I'm just saying I am becoming New York. I've lived here longer than anywhere else.
Yeah.
I do cruise around my neighborhood blasting yacht rock, and people look like that fucking guy.
That rules, though.
So now I'm becoming a staple of Ridgewood.
You're gonna be a voice on the subway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I didn't even have
Synonymous-
13 cents.
No, I didn't even. Well, it could be that too. I meant more of like we were talking about this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
The New York celebrities that are just like synonymous Spike Lee staples of New York City.
Friendly bits.
Yeah,
right?
you will be one of those guys
All right.
where people go on Instagram, 5 or 10 years from now, and they'll be like, I got a picture with Casey James.
Oh my God, that'd be
Yeah.
exciting. Like the rent is too damn high guy. I want
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they're like-
New York celebrity.
I want that.
He smells like cherry mango vape, just like he said.
I do. This one's pink lemonade, daddy. Ooh, yep, feeling good.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Now that Greg's gone, why don't you have him on your special?
Won't have Greg on my
Yeah.
special. He's gonna take over the room.
See,
Yeah.
all right. See, that's a fair. I understand. So he is too good. That is the issue. That he's too powerful. I have a lot of friends that don't give me. I feel like when I had a brief dalliance with success, I was so excited to give my friends the opportunities, and not once has that been repaid. And I'm hoping it's for the same reason. Not once, Anthony.
What do you mean, man?
I had a web series with Comedy Central. I'd cast all my friends. Anytime I'd had
I
an
see.
opening
Oh,
for
sure.
something, I was excited because I've never had anything to give anyone. I don't have money or skills. So I was like, I finally have something to give my friends. And then they would get something and cast fucking, I don't know, fucking
Yeah.
Earthquake in a role or something. Or something
Okay, well,
that they did.
if you could cast Earthquake,
I don't
at
know
something.
why Earthquake.
Wait, man, it was your.
I mean,
Wait,
Earthquake.
Earthquake?
Sure.
Probably go there.
Yeah,
What's the
Earthquake-
role?
Earthquake's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, someone who doesn't need it.
I could have been a black barber.
I mean, Earthquake is incredible.
What roles were you losing out to Earthquake? And yeah,
I don't know
Earthquake is
why that's what I
incredible.
came up with.
I gotcha.
In my head, I was like
gotcha.
a black guy, a young
sure.
black. What? And then I said Earthquake. No, it's just I've always wanted a mentor too. I've always wanted an older guy to take me under their wing, knowing they hate my guts. Every old guy.
I think that
in
some of that
comedy-
has got to be in your head.
Yeah.
It's not.
You've
I-
had them line up and go, this is the verdict on Casey
I
James
remember doing
Salengo.
Bobby Kelly's podcast, and no one would even look at me in the eyes. And they kept, I just trying to they're all doing that, yeah, you stupid hat, or whatever. And I was like, Rich Voss, I think your hat's nice. I was doing a different angle, and they're like, what the fuck? And then Keith Robinson came out. I go to the bathroom, I hear him go, but seriously, why is this guy here? And they all laugh and laugh. And I come out I'm like, oh, what are we talking? What are we laughing about? And no one looks at me or talks to me. And that has been my experience with every single older comedian. I'm just like, hey, this is fun, right? And they're like, this fucking piece of shit. I'm going to fucking kill him. I hope he dies tonight. That's my experience. I just want an older mentor man. And they won't do it. Or a woman.
Greg will do it.
Yeah, we're the same age.
I feel like we're the same age.
No, okay.
And I also feel like Greg has felt like that about me too.
Well,
That-
like, how long was I gone? Like 10 minutes? I was fine with that.
Not even.
No, I never felt that way. But what are you
All
talking
right.
about?
I don't know. You don't look me in the eye sometimes.
You're facing that way.
I
You
mean,
have-
sometimes, not
You have
currently.
crazy sunglasses on.
All right. How do you,
okay. No,
do you
it's-
like me, Greg?
Yeah.
All
Like,
right.
here's the thing, right?
That's all
Not
I
to be a
needed.
dick. There's like 3 people I don't like.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
like for you to not Well, maybe a couple more.
So
One
I
of them's
don't know.
Allison.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So you like me, but it doesn't mean anything. That's
get the
fair.
mix.
First time
No,
he's
I'm saying
called
that, like-
Allison a person.
Yeah.
That's great.
I called Allison a person?
What?
Oh, I missed that.
3 people you don't like.
Yeah.
It's the first-
Allison's all 3 of them. Is that the
He
joke?
called you 3
Allison
people.
Marie Lively.
I don't know. I don't miss in the joke. I'm just trying to guess Sandy.
You said 3 people I don't like, and he said that's the first time you've called Allison a person, implying that one of those 3 people is
me.
Allison.
Yeah. Same joke.
I've been on your side the whole time.
Wonder why I don't like you. You're yelling at me right now.
I'm not yelling at you. I do project hatred on people a lot,
I wonder.
but I feel
how that would
like
make them feel.
I don't know why I felt like you didn't like me in the past, but it's okay. I feel like this is a good time to bring it out.
No, it's a great time to bring it up because it's something. Not that doesn't bother me, but like I'd love to talk about.
Here's
this.
what I think happened also as well. Like, is like when I was like 6 years in, I got like the half hour stuff like that, and nobody knew that was gonna be it. People thought so. If I find myself like if there's this kid Joey Hamburger, I don't know if you met him.
Who?
For some reason,
Name sounds familiar.
I saw him on flyers around.
It could be a dream I had.
It sounds like a
Could be
made
a
up name.
mascot for a fast food chain.
It
I don't
could
know,
be.
like
It should be.
Joey Hamburger.
That was that children's book I was writing.
I saw this cartoon character on a few posters and a few people like this Joey Hamburger, and in my head now I was like, fuck that guy, fuck piece of fuck, I fucking hate that. I don't know.
The
like,
only person in the world who's ever
naturally,
said "fuck that guy" to Joey
fuck
Hamburger.
Joey Hamburger.
Yeah.
But then I met him and he was so sweet and he was funny and it was like I do feel like sometimes there is a natural inclination to be mad at the younger generation, as we were discussing before.
Well, what does
Yeah.
this have to do with me now? Like,
Yeah.
we really got to.
You're the younger generation.
I
Greg.
just thought you didn't like me because you were I don't know for some reason, but I could have very well been projecting. I've got no
Yeah, that's
idea
okay.
why.
Yeah,
I think
I don't-
everybody doesn't like me. So, and then we got to win them over. And then they really don't like me because I've annoyed them.
Yeah.
And I go on a podcast and
That's
make them.
so funny.
I halt the flow by asking if you like me or not.
No, this isn't a hold. I mean, this is I love coming at this stuff because I like hate this out, but it's like, yeah, I've been where you're at, and it like affected me negatively for a long time. I just like, well, that guy doesn't like me. It's like, no, you just built that in your head, put that on them,
Yeah.
without whatever. It's not like a bad like it didn't affect me at all. I always thought it was a little weird. And now I realize maybe it's because you thought I didn't like you.
Wait, what? Our
Yeah, I was always like, I could
Yeah.
never get past the soup. I could never get
I
past
felt
the
like that
initial.
too.
with him.
Maybe we both were just for some reason thought the other one had something going on.
Yeah, I mean, I was just always kind of like, what I'll do is I'll bring his wife on the road, and then that's how I'm gonna get in with him.
Yeah,
Then
you
we
guys
can
talk about my
wife.
fucking wife on the road. That's how you get in with me. Just taking my wife for a long weekend. That's how you win me over. To share a hotel in Hartford, Connecticut.
We always drive right back.
No, it is nice.
Easy hang.
She's great. She's
Yeah.
fun. She's the
I
best.
know her. I actually know her better than I know you.
She's got a car.
Yeah.
She's so fun to be around. She's better than me in every way possible. So yeah,
But even
I
before
love
they
it.
got here, they were talking. They were like, it was like, Casey, and I was like, we've just never really had that. I was like, you guys are closer with him. We've just never had that time. I've had that time with your wife because I've done her show at Tom a billion times. But you and I have just never had that like long talk.
We should do
that
it
breaks.
sometime.
Yeah.
Let's hang out. I'll
Yeah.
come up here and I'll watch a
He
child.
lives in
with you.
Jersey.
In New Jersey now.
I'll come over to
It's
Jersey.
game over now for me.
It's not
Yeah.
game over.
Where in Jersey?
Near Montclair.
I don't know why I asked that.
Yeah.
I don't know. As soon as they said it, Bayonne. I know that one.
We got to figure out a way in Talktown to squash beefs like that, or not beefs, but like somehow tell people like, I don't not like you. Do you not like me? Like
Right.
get over it fast. Like
Yeah.
But
What is
once-
the thing? There's a
what-
thing. I don't know
like,
what that thing is.
Like a sign,
Yeah. Do you not like me? There is
Yeah.
that thing you have.
some
with
kind
those
of like button
Yeah. Yeah.
that tells people
I
like
feel
What's
like it
going
is
on
a,
here?
It's a building.
You know
what I mean?
I feel like this can happen where we both started. Maybe there's one time one of us was feeling weird, and the other one's like, and then it was like a building of like, I guess
Yeah.
we can't break through this, and now we've come to an understanding that we were both. I was
you were
me
also-
projecting a lot.
You were also very, and don't put this on yourself. I mean, like you were always also very close with people I was very close with, but we like I wasn't there when you showed up.
Yes,
like
yeah.
you showed up and you were like, everyone's like Matt Wayne, Doug Smith, they're all like, Casey. I'm like, I don't really know him, you know. And then you've just been like around, and we never had the main.
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
always like, not to sound like respected him, but I was like, I love that guy. I just don't know him.
All right. Well, I
That's just
appreciate
how I
that.
felt,
I
you know?
appreciate that. I
Yes.
love you and I respect you as well.
Yeah, I think if you just didn't go to the Laugh Lounge, Mike,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might not have met
Yeah.
Casey
I was-
first.
I was at the
Man.
Laugh Lounge.
That's
Those-
what I was at the
those
Laugh
were good
Lounge.
days.
That's where I remember I first met you and saw you.
Those
Yeah.
were fun times. Brother.
Yeah.
I love.
I
that
remember
Laugh Lounge.
seeing you at those mics.
Because
I
then,
see. Yeah,
And I remember seeing you at Eastville a lot on like off days, or like we were both at the end and everybody else had left.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, and when I met you, I remember you and Katie Hanning. I brought this up the other night. You were like the first two.
Yeah.
And then Courtney was later, my wife. But like, we would do Eastville. We'd do like the same mic schedule.
Yeah.
And I was just so happy to be outside and around, and I was so joyful.
we were
and,
kept indoors for years.
Yes, I was kept indoors for years, and I finally
were-
came.
yeah.
I was kept in a cage in Burlington, Vermont,
Yeah.
for 7 years.
Yeah,
And it
it
was
was-
my fault.
It was known as for years. It was known as the Burlington Boy.
The Burlington boy.
For in the papers, they would call
It was like, yeah, someone had to let me out, but they had to go in, you know?
Yeah.
So it took a long time for a nice man to come back. So I thought you and Katie like didn't like me or respect me. And then you saw me be funny, but also I look back. It's so much me, my own ego. Like
Yeah.
you guys are two women in a sea of dudes making comment.
Yeah, I
9/11
wasn't making
jokes.
friends with
It's like,
anyone.
why would you talk to anyone in here?
It was a
So, yeah,
nightmare.
it
Katie and I
sucked
saw
so
each other
bad.
at the first mic we both ever did, and I was just like, okay.
I mean, it was
You're gonna
brutal
put me
for
on
you
a
guys.
pedestal for a Cool Ranch Doritos joke. All right,
I can't believe
we're
you
all
remember
doing
that
bad
joke.
things. Although I'm not, and I say bad things. I actually love that joke, and I stand by that.
Should
joke.
bring it back. It's
and
never
I
been on tape.
requested that you actually do it at the night of the
Okay,
special.
I'll do it at your special if I can remember.
I don't
it.
Practice it.
You gotta go find
Don't
it.
mess it up.
Practice it right
It's
now.
like 14 years ago.
It's a great joke.
God damn.
Great joke.
right.
I remember them all.
You know, yeah.
He has
It's
a
so
good
weird
guy,
how
never.
certain jokes will like stick, and you'll see somebody and you're like, I remember the first joke I ever heard you tell 20 years ago.
Sometimes Anthony will remember a joke you do, and you'll know it because it's in his act.
Oh.
And you go, oh, I remember that one when I did that one. And
Chili Willy Penguin
He
Bones.
didn't
Is that
deserve
you?
it. He didn't deserve it. Ideas are for all of us.
What joke was
It's
it?
fair use.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah, you know the joke about me finding out my grandfather was the tenant? That was Greg's joke originally.
Pick
Is
an
your whole
angle.
solo show, Greg?
What? Yeah.
No. No, I don't. Those are for him to have.
He needs something,
He
you know?
needs something. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. His whole family's dead.
Jesus
So I gotta tell you this. This is like a fun aside. I do this other podcast.
I got two left.
I got this other podcast called Obsessed with Death. If anybody wants to do it.
Ooh, yeah. I am
do
obsessed
it.
with death.
Oh, you do it on Zoom though. But the whole thing is we talk about death, and the co-host I do it with was like, "Hey, do you think Anthony would want to come on?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." He's like, "But do you think he has anything death related?" I went, "He was raised by 8 women. 7 of them are dead.
Wow.
His father was one of the most prolific hitmen in New Jersey. You tell me if this guy
right,
knows
prolific.
about death. Prolific.
He's not often called that.
Wow.
Thank you for
Hey, give us
acknowledging
flowers.
the volume.
Wow.
Give him his flowers.
Put his flowers on his grave.
I did not know that was. I got to see your show. I
Yeah.
thought you just wrote a whole show about people thinking Danny DeVito was your dad, and you being like, nope.
There was confusion with the title. That's why it
Yeah.
was changed.
Changed.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
And
changed it to
I hate
what?
to be this, and this is the only thing, because I stand behind you on everything. And
Yeah.
I was like, this was the one thing where I went, hey man, listen to me about this. The title isn't doing you any favors.
You were one of the first outspoken people.
and then
the
people had to be a
first.
dick about it, and then those people became dicks, and now I'm retroactively a dick. But I was like, oh no, you just want the title to be like, people are like, oh, Danny DeVito? Is this
I always work off two voices.
yeah.
And
Neither of them are Greg. Neither of them are your friend who's trying to help you out.
Greg said it, and I went, okay, probably an outlier.
Right.
And then somebody else said it, and I went, maybe there's something here.
I think, that's a fair way to
You
approach
need
some
confirmation.
things.
Your ideas
Yeah,
are
man.
so revolutionary.
Everyone works off a consensus. You should be so
Yeah.
happy that your voice is represented as multiple voices. I would say I usually need 3 voices.
So I've got to get a
but
crowd to
I
get
count
listen.
you as 2.
So going forward, I'm going to be like, hey, I got to tell Anthony something. Every time I got to talk to you now, I got to do an intervention. I got to tell Anthony something. I need 9 guys.
You need 9 guys.
I need
You know,
nine
you need
a
guys.
minion.
I need a crowd to get him
5
to
will
believe
do.
this.
You know how many 79 guys. You count as 2 guys because I value your
All right,
opinion.
all right.
You count as 2 you guys, and if I get one more, I go consensus has been had.
Yeah,
hey,
that's 3.
Your
3's enough.
fiance's she's half a person.
Julia Allison.
Julia is 2 voices.
Yeah.
Just because same as Greg.
Big act out over here. Julia, come over. I need to talk to you. Julia Allison, we got to tell Anthony he needs to take a shower. That's the only way.
I draw the line on hygiene, all right? My body, my rules. I've always said that, all right?
That's true.
A person's autonomy. Otherwise, we want to go to Galveston and start locking up women for what they want to do.
Is that what you want? Galveston?
You want to be in Galveston? You want to take a trip down there
No one wants
and
to be in
tell these
Galveston.
women what to do with their bodies?
How did you get the cool sunglasses?
Because
Casey's got
he
2.
took
You got
these
2
and I've got
pairs?
2. These are my outside. Those are my inside.
Yeah.
I wear those. I started wearing those recently. And I was just saying, I wasn't saying
You
that
wet me
like
down. I was
that's the
getting too-
weird thing
my eyes
about
get
me.
steamy.
It's like I've been wearing those, and not that I'm doing is it a bit. I do like them. They make me feel comfortable, like the boy on Big Daddy. You know what I mean? When he has to put sunglasses on.
Sure.
No, like-
Frankenstein.
But
Frankenstein.
nobody will mention it as though like I've always had them on, or they think it's weird. They're like he's going through something. Literally, your wife was the first person because I saw her at Artichoke and
Yeah.
I came out of the darkness just like fucking Robert Evans, and she goes, "Jesus Christ!" Okay.
What's the thing?
And I was like, finally, someone mentions that I'm wearing these weird sunglasses in the middle of the night.
So I'll say this. This is maybe because as an outsider, you're not as goofy as you don't present as goofy as you are. So you wear these glasses. People go, that's just a guy wearing cool sunglasses. This is a cool guy wearing sunglasses. I wear those. Everyone goes, this guy thinks he's somebody else. This guy is going for something that he did not deserve or earn with that body.
That could be internal too.
You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like I
Yeah,
wear
I
ugly
know-
shit like that, and not that this is ugly, but cool, and
No,
it's
looks
like
great.
but it makes me feel confident. I'm almost like a character. I dress like kind of like a drag queen. Like what is like a fun? I really think like what's a fun man look like, and that's how I dress. Like Magnum PI with no
Yeah.
money
Yeah, sure.
or job.
Yeah,
Magnum
your drag
PI if
is
he
just
wasn't
like
a PI.
Carl.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
another guy.
Yeah, that's how I dress.
I dress by waking up and going, what do I have? Do I have anything? Is this my belly going to come out of the bottom of this?
The belly is that's been a problem.
I go, what has Julia laid out for me? And then I put on my little costume.
Your little sailor outfit.
I try to get to you.
Today I guess I'm a Frenchman. I'm a little
She's got a little
baguette.
baguette out there. Did she really pick your? Does she pick your clothes out sometimes?
She doesn't pick. She makes strong suggestions.
Yeah.
but she doesn't lay anything out. But she will go. You know that Julia's gotten pretty. She's figured out her ways around me and how I work.
They have to.
And she.
They have to. It's big for them.
How,
live in that.
how involved are each of your wives in the shopping portion of clothing selection?
No, my wife has no fashion. That's the problem. She'll wear the same sweatpants for 4 years straight. I'm the one who's like, I'm burning those. And my wife and Anthony are so similar.
Yeah,
that you're like,
that makes sense.
That's weird.
No,
you go, that's kind of weird.
It tracks,
I
and it's a time
I
saver.
never think that's weird. You always go, well, I love my best friend.
Right.
I don't want to fuck my best friend.
Right. Yeah.
Therefore, ergo you.
There go you.
Fuckable best friend.
You're here, Lady Greg. We'll
what
call you Lady
you're
Greg.
doing here.
Yeah.
My wife, she works in fashion, you know,
Yes,
so you'd
yeah.
think she'd love. But I say, to these pants, and she goes, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear another fucking word! And I go, all right, that's fair. And it's like she doesn't want me to ask anything about my clothes. I don't know why. It really does make her mad. And she says,
Is it like bringing work home? She's like,
I
I
think
just
it is.
fucking looked at pants
Yes.
all day. I can't look at yours.
yes, exactly. I think that's what it is. And she says I don't take the advice, but I'm like, I'm considering, and half the time I don't. Because her gay best friend Will, this guy, and he says she doesn't understand men's fashion, which I told her, and she's mad at him about it now. But we do also have different fashion philosophies because she always dresses cool, but she's always like on trend, which I
Right.
don't understand. That's like you're dressing, you're just putting on whatever clothes are, but she's in fashion, and I dress like the same 1971 fired game show host.
Which is
And
an
I like
incredible
it.
vibe.
That's like an eternal style that I have, and
Yeah.
but I love clothes. It's the only thing I like.
Julia buying your clothes?
No, I do. I outsource it. Stitch Fix.
Oh,
I'm on
that's great.
Stitch Fix, brother.
Yeah.
How
Julia
much a
was
month?
telling me.
How much a month?
20.
It's $20 a month.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So they send you the clothes.
Julie was telling me about your scheme.
Oh my god! All right,
Yeah,
so
so
now
please tell
I
them.
canceled it. So Stitch Fix. So they send you these clothes. It's $20 on your wife's credit card, and a month. Baseline. That's just baseline. And then they send these clothes, and it's fun because the app. It's like we're married guys. We can't be swiping on apps. It's like just pictures of shirts, and you swipe if you like it or not. And I just do that all day long.
Oh, I don't have the app.
Oh,
My
the
phone's
app's
too old.
incredible,
I don't have
buddy.
the app.
Wait, just send you a box of shit.
So
That's
they
exactly
send you
what they
this,
do.
and if you want to keep it, you pay for it.
Extra?
No, you pay. It's actually cheaper than normal. You just don't send it back.
Oh.
Here's what I've realized a few schemes.
Wait,
One
I'm sorry.
scheme. Yes, go ahead.
What?
So they mail you the clothes. You wear them. Decide if you want to pay for them. So you keep them.
Okay,
tell me
but
this
you do
again.
get
Keep
to
going.
wear it once.
Forget her. Just keep going with the scheme.
Okay, so here's what
She'll pick it
I
up.
found out a few schemes.
I'm in.
I got it. Just keep going.
She'll get
I
it.
found out you can wear the clothes
She's dead weight. Don't
and
even
put
look at
them
her.
back in the packaging.
Right.
And they don't really care. You can wear it for
Okay.
a while.
Okay.
So I was trying to surgically remove the tags. Then I realized
Right.
I ripped the tags off a few times. They don't give a shit about the tags. Then I realized recently I sent back an entirely different jacket.
I knew it. This is what I was going to say.
I sent back a jacket that wasn't the one they sent, and they didn't say a word. And I got to keep the cooler jacket. So this last time, I sent back 3 random pieces of clothing, and I want to see what they're going to be like. I want to see
You gotta
what's
keep
going
going,
on.
man. You gotta send
Yeah,
them an
push-
ottoman.
Oh my! I just sent him.
Push
oh
it
my
as far
God,
as you
I
can.
really just bird seed in the back. All right,
Yeah.
there. He sent it all back.
That was like I worked at
It's so
Nordstrom,
cool.
That's
which
so
when it
funny.
had it's like
You should-
return anything here. We don't care if we sold it. Like literally whatever. 10 years ago, who gives a shit?
Yes.
And there was always like the rumor that like somebody brought back a tire, and they were like, "All right."
Sears, we had satisfaction guaranteed. That's
got
all it said. And so people would bring stuff back from the 30s. They go, I am not satisfied. You said it's guaranteed. And we go, he got us again. And then we'd return
Yeah.
shit that was crazy.
My
They're
mom
just
brought back a
beating
pair of
guys off
shoes
left
that
and
she
right.
thought she bought at Nordstrom, and then found out like later that day she was like, "Those were from Bloomingdale's," but like Nordstrom took them back. It didn't matter.
Wow, good for Nordstrom.
She wasn't like doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
she was
so
just like,
funny.
I don't know. It would have been the same either way, but Nordstrom was closer, and I just thought they were from here.
Sears is like, we gotta change our slogan.
Yeah.
We gotta go with
Yeah.
30 days or it's yours.
Yeah.
James Sears is like, I don't have money to change the signs yet. I'm waiting on some payments, and then we'll change the signs.
So wait, so we talked about how much influence does Riz have over your clothes? Live?
Well, he sheds, so there is some
Sure.
some
You're burning through more.
yeah, like, and he's black and white, and I have a lot of black and white
Thoughts.
clothes.
You have a lot of black
You
and white
dress just
ideas.
like him.
Black and white
It's black
ideas.
and white, yeah. Sorry.
We do dress. Sometimes I come out of the bedroom and I'm like, again? Like, we're both wearing all black and white shoes. Yeah, I mean, he like, I'm like, are you interested in destroying this at some point if you get access to the closet? And he's like, meow. And then I'm like, well, it's yours, sir. Destroy cashmere.
My kids did that. Ari gave me some suit that doesn't fit, and it was in a bag, and I took it out of the closet, and the whole bag was shredded. They get in there,
yeah,
they climb
cats.
up, and they hang off it, and then they get trapped in there, and they're screaming to bang. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I have locks on my closet because otherwise Rose can open the doors. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They're
I had
incredible.
to put child locks on the top of the closet because otherwise he could get in there. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have any money except for like the value of the expensive clothes I've been hoarding over years.
Clothes are all he has.
That's all I got. And that's all he wants. He's like,
Red
that could
keeps
become
drinking out of the
cool
toilet.
fashion, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
It's all these clothes, and like the thing with the clothes is like at night they lock up the store. They let a bunch of cats in there,
That's
and
smart.
they rip the shit apart.
Yeah.
And then like you're wearing some cat wear, and that becomes kind of cool.
I like that.
Style by Riz.
Style by Riz. There is alert.
Oh my cats! And they have a little tag on, and you get to know the cat which destroyed
Yeah.
these pair of jeans.
Also,
and
dip the cat in paint. So he's ripping apart. He's also
Yeah, let's
coloring
give
them.
it some color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also
right.
just,
Like a
just shoot
sponge.
him in the head while you're at it.
Yeah.
Well, these are cats on their last legs.
Okay.
These are your last day cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
love-
on the way out, you get to influence human fashion.
I love a last day cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
Yeah, they
They're
get to
trying to
eat
hide,
whatever
trying to
they
wander-
want.
trying to wander off in the woods.
Yeah,
I
man.
see ya. I still see ya.
You just got so much milk out.
Oh
They
my
drive
God.
themselves milk sick and die.
They're not supposed to drink milk.
Really?
Yeah, they have
And-
diarrhea.
Rabbits don't eat carrots. Did you know that? I watched
No.
the fucking
Oh
What are
thing.
we
God.
doing over here then?
Bugs
What?
Bunny.
Where'd we get that?
Because Bugs
Let's
Bunny
switch.
would eat
Sure.
would eat the carrot.
Yeah.
He was only doing that because he was doing like a Clark Gable impression.
With like a cigar?
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" So then
So that's
then,
just socially. All
so
right,
then
wow.
everyone was like, "Fucking cat! This fake bunny loves rabbits." or loves carrots. They all do,
I have a story about cats and rabbits.
and they hate them. They hate them.
Wow.
I could
Wait,
tell.
who hates them? Real rabbits?
What?
Who hates Bugs Bunny?
Rabbits
Hate Bugs Bunny.
aren't good with carrots.
Right.
But we thought they were.
Yes.
Because
We are
of-
easily tricked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found a baby.
He's a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't
Fuck
a
us
documentary.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was
You know
around
what, dude?
everywhere.
Yeah, they're not. They're not in cahoots with anvils.
Yeah.
What the
Either.
hell?
Yeah.
Who knew
I
that
don't
they
believe
didn't
that.
work for
I don't
Acme?
believe that one bit. I found a baby bunny outside my house one time when I was in 3rd grade, and I didn't know what to do. It had a broken leg, and I was trying to take care of it. And my mom's like, I don't fucking know. And then at night,
I don't even ask her. You just gotta stop
drunk.
asking
She
her.
got drunk. I was trying to. I gotta stop asking women stuff. I was trying to give it like drops and stuff. My mom was drunk, and my cat was nursing at the time, so she had. So my mom's like, put it up in the nipple, see? And I was like,
They got those big
I
old
said
teeth.
that's not gonna work. She goes, Gina. So I fucking scooched the bunny up to the. And the bunny's like, and the
Yeah.
mom cat's like, what the fuck is that?
It's like,
The mom cat's like, what? And it didn't go well. And then the baby was dead in the morning. I wish I had a better ending.
The rabbit died
Sorry. Yeah, it died.
from the cat.
No, it just died because
It was hungry?
from
Broken
its
heart.
injuries, or
Yeah,
I
man,
don't know.
Some of those unlikely animal friends videos,
Ain't gonna
they
work
do
out.
end tragically.
Yeah.
And They show you the meat of the thing, but yeah.
right. They're
God.
like, hey, here's a bird riding on the back of an alligator, but like we ended the video before the alligator was like,
Yeah. Circling back to the idea you had, I do want to bring this back because I did try to get this going. My wife every morning will set out Calvin and Luke's clothes, right? So she gets the little pants, the little shirts, she folds them with little packets, and I was like, just do one more.
Yeah.
Like, just do one
Yeah,
for
you're
me.
already in there.
Right? You're already in the mix.
Totally.
Do one for daddy. And she was like, no, I'm not picking out your clothes. That's just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're doing 2.
Yeah.
3, it's just, you're already flowing. You're already in the
Yeah,
zone.
you're
Right.
in the-
You
you're
won't even
locked in.
notice.
yeah.
She won't do
I
it.
feel like that's a social that harkens back to when women weren't considered humans. So it's a nice thing to do, but it's
I know.
bring
I
back
think it's a
those
power
memories.
thing, though. I would.
I tell you what to wear.
Exactly. It's like a woman CEO power thing.
That is kind of. I put away Courtney's clothes all the time, and she doesn't know where they are ever. And
As a prank?
Where do you put them?
I put them in her drawers.
Okay.
And she's like, "Where the fuck?" Oh, I said, "It's in there, my love. It's in the drawer where I put it." All my stories have no ending. Sorry, you say a word, and
We
then
get
I'm
it.
like, "I got
Yeah.
something," and
You
then
think-
it ends sad, and then a rabbit died.
Some of us, some of these. See, I
man.
think in Talktown, not everything ends with a uproar. Sometimes
Yeah.
we just go, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And then we just
Yeah.
start talking about something else.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
man.
I don't want you to feel like everything even has to be funny
No.
or wild or interesting.
Nope.
We just throw things out.
We're just
I'm-
talking.
but
and sometimes we're not paying attention.
I'm trying to. It's true. I'm trying to. I do a thing where I just tell stories and I realize how sad they are, and I'm trying to stop that. So
That's
that's
like my
why-
whole life.
That was where my.
No, man.
I love that.
No.
And I think it's funny, especially when you get outside of comedy, because you're like you're around comedians and they're laughing at anything, and then other
Yeah.
people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" It's not. I'm like, I gotta.
You can control their emotions other ways.
Yeah.
You know, some people are trying to control your laugh. I'm going to make you fucking sad as fuck.
I like that.
Did you? Man, I don't want to talk about that.
All right.
But I'll just say it real quick.
Okay.
This is the second video in 2 months where someone sent me a Rugrats video of Chucky being. I did not know Chucky's mother was dead, and they just keep showing me these cartoons of Chucky from Rugrats being. There was like him like at a dance where mom and son dance, and he has no one to dance with, and then his dad walks over and he's like, "Come on, Chucky, let's go home." And I was scream crying in the middle of the night, and then my wife walks downstairs. She's gonna see me and be like, "Why are you crying?" I could be like. A Rugrats 2-second video, you know, but it was
Okay.
what the fuck were we showing children in the 90s?
It was
Yeah.
depressing. Yeah.
Yeah, bet.
We talked about.
Everything was depressing. You remember the show Dinosaurs? You remember that?
Yeah.
we talked about
We
this
talked about
Yeah.
this.
So that was. Yeah. Everyone just
Yeah.
dies all the time.
Yeah. And like David the Gnome, that's what we talked about a couple
David
weeks
the Gnome
ago.
that was the first time I experienced real depression.
That's what
was
we all
David
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
Gnome.
we were all
said.
like,
We
oh,
had
it's the
this
saddest thing
epiphany.
I could possibly imagine.
It wasn't because it was sad. It was because at that point, I only had TV when I went to my dad's in the summer, and I'd watch Nickelodeon from like Gullah Gullah Island at 9 a.m. And then Dave the Gnome would come in at like 3, and then I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, I got to
Yeah.
do something in my life. I can't
Yeah.
be watching this old fucking gnome and his wife in a tree. And then I'd
David the
feel
Gnome was-
depressed.
Also, David the Gnome was for an older.
It was for your
child.
aunt. It was for your aunt.
It was the child who's really 60. Anthony's just
He's
getting up
gone.
and getting out of here.
What'd you want to get off your chest about Anthony while he's gone?
He's got a spit in his mouth.
Something.
No, I
I have a hard out in 4 minutes.
All right, let's wrap it up, folks.
Oh,
Yeah,
Don't
Booger
get him
can't
on the
think about it.
glasses. Give the glasses back. You can't
Yeah.
be trusted.
I don't. Yeah, you don't have the. You're not
Thank
ready
you.
for those.
Oh, my body rejected him.
Greg's got to be gone in 4 minutes. So
129.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
Oh yeah, it's been great.
Plug your
man.
stuff, Anthony. Yeah.
Oh no, we're all plugged, man. I like how you took over as host. You
Plug in
don't really have a natural host, so that was
Yeah,
kind
it
of
kind of
perfect.
changes from
Yeah.
week to week depending on how everybody feels.
I've been doing a lot of podcasts, and I do find sometimes I just become like, hey, and what are you? It's just two people who've never spoken to anyone publicly before, and now it's like I'm teaching them how to have a conversation. But you guys are my best friends, and I love you so much.
Yeah, Rugrats. My only experience with Rugrats is the one episode where it was a Moses.
Oh, the Passover.
The Passover episode.
Yeah.
So to me, Rugrats, I was like, oh, it's a Jewish show. I didn't really
It was,
know.
kind of.
Yeah, they
So
were
you didn't
Jewish
watch
kids.
More so than anything
Jewish
else was.
Well, they would put me when I used to work at Fortune Office. They thought I was Jewish, so
Right.
they would put the whole place was Christmas
Right,
center.
right.
Yeah.
But they had this little tiny Jewish section, and they always put me in there. And the only thing was
Poor
there
Greg.
was the Jewish Rugrats cartoon. So all I knew about Judaism was what they explained in the cartoon.
Oh,
Right.
that's hilarious.
And people would just be like, "Hey,
Super limited.
I got a Jewish hair. What I gotta go?" I go, "There's a fucking drill over there that spins. Get that? They like to spin and drill."
Find a bunch of babies
Drill?
that talk. Here's what Judaism: babies that talk to each other, but the parents don't know it. All right, and you don't know it. They saying this out loud. Is it telepathic? And that's what the Jews are.
They ask me, they go, what's Jewish? I go, Jewish is Catholic. Just get rid of Jesus. Just get rid of
Get
Jesus.
them out of there. Get the stew in there.
They don't believe in heaven either, right?
No, I don't think so. I found. Did you know
All the
that
fun. All the
David
fun
Bowie?
of religion they took away.
Yeah.
David Bowie
Enjoy your
made a
time on
song
Earth.
Right.
for the Rugrats movie, and it was rejected. Did you guys know
Really?
this? Yeah, that's
No.
a fun fact.
Man, you were just going that whole time, huh?
Yeah, sorry. I was just talking.
Everybody else.
I'm really bad at figuring out when people are going to be done talking. I realized that.
great.
halfway
No, but like
through.
you do.
I'm like, I think it's going to be. And then I start talking, then everybody talks.
You don't go loud. You go low underneath.
What I said was
everyone.
David Bowie. David Bowie made a song for the Rugrats movie, and it was rejected. That was what I brought up.
It was better though because if you're listening, you're like, well, I can listen to 2 podcasts.
They're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was quiet enough where it wasn't invasive.
And
You're
then
right.
we got
You're right.
finished, and we finished ours, and then we saw the end of your movie.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, what's going on in this
That's
theater?
nice.
And he's
You're
like,
right.
I don't know, man. Prince got a rejected song from the Rugrats movie. We're all up to date.
I love it.
All right,
Well,
go watch
what-
Casey's
yeah.
special. I watched it. I loved it.
Me too.
Case,
Thank
you know, you watch comedy a lot. You're one of the handful of people who I love watching do comedy.
Thanks,
too.
buddy. I
So,
appreciate
Everyone here and then like 3 other people.
Once I see you do comedy, I'm going to feel the same way. I know.
Then we'll
I know
finally
I'm gonna
get
feel
along.
that way. I'm going to feel that way. No, I'm kidding. I've seen you a billion. I know more about your stand-up than I do about you as a person.
That's
You're
pretty.
hilarious
That's
guy.
pretty much the same. I just say whatever I'm thinking, and I love you guys. You're so funny. I also have a podcast called "I Love You, But Your Music Sucks" with my beautiful wife Courtney McGinnis, who opens for these guys.
If we
you know,
lose listeners because you plugged your fucking podcast,
Yeah,
sorry.
everybody's a very one podcast at a time person.
we
at this
can't
point.
lose
well,
anymore.
got a new one,
people
boy.
have a 1 podcast rule.
Yeah, they're like, I guess I'll stop listening to this because I got to start listening to that.
Well, I'll give that.
I
a
only
try.
have
You're out.
1 hour a week to devote to maniacs screaming at me that I
does
don't
sound-
know / do know. I think mostly this podcast is listened to by people we do know.
That
So-
does sound crazy, but
Yes.
I was listening to a Bill Simmons podcast about the NBA playoffs, which I do not watch the NBA.
I swear to God,
It's
if we
just
lose a
because
fucking
I
listener,
was
it's to
listening
Bill
during the
Simmons.
football season, and now I don't know another podcast. So now I know a lot about Carl Anthony Towns, and I don't know what he looks like or what's going on. So it happens.
Greg, 2 kindred spirits with that.
Yeah.
As Greg is very active in the Knicks Nation social media world.
Fuck Dolan.
Yeah, fuck Dolan.
Fuck
Every now and
Dolan.
again, Greg will get high and send me some texts about the New York Knicks.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's
That's
fun.
fun.
And Greg will write things. He'll go like, "Man, how about that game last night? Are you as blown away as I am?"
As blown away as I
People think I'm AI in there.
am. It does sound like an AI. Talk to a
So
friend about
funny.
sports.
Yeah.
Are you as blown away as I am?
You know, the game.
Man,
The scores couldn't be any different. They couldn't be any more different.
he'll be like, "Man, Brunson with that follow-away shot is second to none."
Second to none.
Yeah, it's like they're out, like comments that are like out of time. Like that's not what anyone our age would ever say about anything.
Yeah. Anyway, if they should just increase the cap size, just say that too. I don't know what that means. They got to increase the cap size. If they increase the cap
Talking about
size,
boats.
The caps are too small.
we never talked about boats.
We'll talk about boats next
Cap
time.
size. I thought about boats. Next time.
Next week we'll talk about boats.
Next week we'll do boats.
I got a lot of
Hey,
boat
if you guys
thoughts.
have any
Thanks,
thoughts on
guys.
boats,
Yeah.
This is good.
tweet us.
We'll go into the week knowing we're doing boats.
We're doing
And
next
I'm gonna
week.
spend the week really thinking about boats.
I'm always thinking about boats. So
I hope
Tweet
you,
at us.
You all
Boats.
pull up like horrible trauma that you buried that's boat related this week. Tweet it, Greg.
yeah, tweet it, Greg. Join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/welcome to Talktown. Do
Yeah.
not listen to Bill Simmons' podcast. We almost lost another listener there.
Right,
do
yeah.
it.
For all of you one at a timers, stick with us. Buy an ad, $20. Just Venmo Anthony and then text Greg, and that's pretty much how we do it.
Come on for 100.
Yeah,
I
you come
paid-
on the podcast for $100. Sorry, that doesn't apply to
I
comedians.
paid $100. I didn't pay him yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
We should give them a bill at the end. At the end, we just give them a
We were
bill.
like, we'll Venmo you. What's a request?
That's funny.
Cool. See you next week.